For 2021, Hyundai has refreshed one of its best-selling crossovers, the Santa Fe, and has given it a brand new package, the Calligraphy package, and it's decked out. It has the full kitchen sink thrown at it. Is this a luxury car for thousands of dollars less compared to the real luxury cars out there? Let's find out. To figure out if this Santa Fe Calligraphy is a true luxury crossover, we're going to kind of do the pros and the cons. The pros for the luxury side of things and the cons for the luxury side of things when it comes to this vehicle. You cannot have a luxury vehicle, in my opinion, without a capable powertrain. This is very capable. The amount of torque out of this 2.5 liter is just so satisfying. It does get a little flat after probably about 60 miles an hour, but you don't expect this out of a Santa Fe to have this much power. And you do see this powertrain in larger luxury vehicles in the Genesis lineup, like the GV80. You're going to see it in the GV70. So this 2.5 liter turbo is outstanding, and it's made it to 8-speed dual clutch. So that's definitely a checkbox into the luxury segment. Now, you also can't have a luxury vehicle without features, amenities. We'll get into those, but especially a nice interior. The interior in here is phenomenal. The Nappa leather seats are so comfortable. They also look great. I love the stitching in them. And you have a thigh extender here. You have 8-way adjustable seat on this side. That side is not going to give you the same sort of adjustability, unfortunately. And you see more adjustability in, let's say, luxury vehicles with this passenger seat. But going back to the pro luxury features of this vehicle, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, even the rear seats are heated, the outboard seats, so that's awesome. You have rear sunshades back there. You have a heads-up display that shows a blind spot monitor. It's real nifty. It'll show you if you're speeding or not, all the good stuff. So really nice heads-up display. You have dual digital displays, and the one behind here is okay. But I really like the center one for the navigation, the infotainment. And the reason is it's just so smooth and very fast whenever you want to get into things. And speaking of features in this, I was just running through, you can yell at your occupants in the back seat, even though this vehicle is pretty small. Kids. Well, small, it doesn't have a third row, right? And also has a sounds of nature feature where you can listen to people treading through snow or the sounds of a calm, serene beach. So it's just has lots and lots of different features in here that you would also see in a luxury vehicle. Now, what also comes up on this screen when you need it is the 360 camera. It's really high resolution, the backup camera as well. And it also has a parking feature called Smart Park or Smart Park, and you can move the vehicle forward and back. It's more of a party trick, but it's still cool. It's definitely a luxury feature in my opinion. Now, for the screen behind the steering wheel, the instrument cluster here, my favorite thing about it is when you turn your blinker on, it shows the blind spot camera in the respective place, whether it's the left side dial or the right side dial, depending which side the blinker you has on. And I can't even speak properly because this guy has a bike lane right here, and yet he's in the middle of the road. Don't you love that? You gotta love Saturday mornings. Oh, and he doesn't even stop at the stop sign either. Oh, gosh, I gotta turn here because I can't deal with that. Now, a couple more luxury features for the back. Of course, you have your plugins down there for your USBs and power outlet, which is nice. You don't always see a traditional household power outlet back there. But the seats also have buttons in the hatch to push them down electronically. They don't fold up electronically, but they do fold down, so it's nice. And if you're sitting in the back, you have a good leg room, but you can also recline those rear seats, which I love that feature. You see that in luxury vehicles, to be able to have high customization seating positions for that second row of seats back there. One of my other favorite features in this vehicle is the panoramic sunroof. This thing is absolutely massive. And not only that, the front partition is huge as well, but it completely opens up. That's one of my favorite features. And then also you do get a nice luxury feature surrounding the sunroof with this suede-like roof liner. So that's only available in this Calligraphy edition. Oh, I'm a sucker for a nice sunroof. Oh yeah, one other luxury feature as I'm driving home that I totally forgot about. because I'm not listening to it right now, is the Harman Kardon stereo. It's pretty good. I feel like it's really good in the mids. It's quite punchy as well, but the highs and the real lows aren't quite as well developed as, let's say, like the Mark Levinson that I was just in last week with the Lexus IS. Now, when it comes to ride quality and ride feel, you definitely feel like you're floating around this thing. So that feels like a luxury feature. It's very quiet. It handles the bumps in the road very well, and it is a very comforting experience. It's not quite performance though, and I think that's going to segue into the reasons why this vehicle may not be a luxury crossover or compete in some ways against the more expensive alternatives out there with the fancy badges. And one of those is going to be the suspension. Now, even though it's calm, it's quiet, and it is going to be adequate for most people out there, when it comes to the dive, meaning the tilt forward and tilt backward, so I'm going to hit the brakes pretty hard, I do feel like it dives forward quite a bit, and then when you hammer it on the gas, it's going to dive backwards. So that's just a small gripe, and it's not bad by any means. It's just that you probably wouldn't see that level of tilting / diving on luxury vehicles. Another feature that evades this vehicle, even though it has so many features and technology in it, it does not have a power adjustable steering wheel. It's tilting and telescoping, but you have to pull the lever down on the bottom to do it. So that's, I guess, a knock in the luxury department. And we have to talk about the looks of this vehicle. And while I do think it looks really good from the side profile and from the rear profiles, from the front, it does not carry the luxury, I guess, stateliness on the front end. It doesn't look bad, but that chrome aluminum, I guess it's more of an aluminum piece at the bottom, does not do anything for the styling of this vehicle. They could just remove that piece, that silver aluminum piece, and it would look so much better. The grille looks okay in my opinion. The headlights are pretty unique, especially the daytime running lights. It almost looks like they took Volvo daytime running lights with a Thor's hammer and they rotated them 90 degrees. They look good, and they look very unique, and they do look premium. A non-luxury feature in this vehicle would be the 19-inch wheels, and it has nothing to do with the size of them. I think they look adequate in the size. Would have been nice to have 20s maybe. I just think the wheels are ugly in here, and that's just a very, very subjective thing. You guys might think they're gorgeous, but for me, they don't look luxury. Now here's a weird thing. I'm going to come to a stop here, and this is not seen in a lot of luxury vehicles. The brakes act weird at slow speeds, so if I just want to creep, the vehicle will bite down on the brakes very aggressively and stop the vehicle for me, even though I still want to creep along. Yeah, that's just a small thing. You can definitely live with it. The brakes in this vehicle are phenomenal, but for some reason when I'm trying to creep along, it wants to kind of stop the vehicle quicker for you than you would normally do on any other vehicle. Now, while the fit and finish on the interior is really good, I can't really find any things that are misaligned. The door trim on the driver's side door that connects to the passenger driver's side door was just a little bit misaligned. It doesn't flow very properly. It just looks a little off. And so that's something you would never find on a quote unquote true luxury vehicle. So even though I really enjoy the back seat, the comfort, the reclining seats, the plug-in sockets back there, the sunshades, the sunroof, etc., there's something about the back seats that really bothers me, and this is just totally personal as well. And that's going to be the scratchy black plastic that covers the back of the seats. Now, my kids were in here. I took them to swim practice, swimming lessons. They're not in swim practice yet, swimming lessons. And they got to their feet on the back of them, and it just showed every little piece of dirt. Is it durable? Yes, but it's going to collect dirt and grime on it, especially if you have little kids back there putting their feet on the seats. It just doesn't add that premium flair like a lot of the other pieces of this vehicle do. But yes, I literally have a pros and cons for luxury versus non-luxury, and the the luxury end is like at least twice as long for features on this car that makes its case for a luxury vehicle. So I think it's probably a good time to sum this Santa Fe Calligraphy edition up and talk about how it does compete in the luxury end. Now, this vehicle costs a little over $43,000, and a vehicle that I just tested recently that costs the same is the Toyota Venza that costs very similarly. This vehicle blows that vehicle away in terms of functionality in the interior, especially that top trim of the Venza, as well as the software in here. Overall features, it has a lot more than that Venza, and it has a lot more cargo capacity. Man, tons of cargo capacity, even under the rear cover for the cargo area. There's more hidden storage back there. So for the price, this vehicle is going to be hard to beat with the amount of features, the amount of power this engine has, and the responsiveness is pretty good with that DCT. I mean, this thing does beg the question, do you really need to pay an extra 10, 15 grand more to have these features on a luxury vehicle just to get that luxury badge? I mean, that's going to be up to you guys to decide. And hey, maybe you guys want to have kind of like that stealth wealth, and this Santa Fe is going to do that in some regard. And there's one more feature about this vehicle that I found really, really luxurious. And when you walk up to the vehicle with the key fob, the mirrors open up to greet you. It doesn't unlock the car until you put your hands in the handles, but I just like that touch to have that nice welcome by the Santa Fe as you walk up to it, as the mirrors unfold for you, almost like a butler or a chauffeur doing that for you. So I like that feature as well. But guys, I'm going to end it there. What do you think about the Santa Fe Calligraphy? I think it looks good overall. Just take that aluminum piece off the front. The interior is a home run. The features and amenities, the comfort, the powertrain, those are all excellent in here. There's just a few things in here that might not be quite on luxury level, but man, you really have to be hard pressed to find those things. And overall, I'm really impressed with this Calligraphy Santa Fe. Guys, I'll see you down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, smash the like button, subscribe for more automotive news and reviews. I'll catch you in the next one, and peace out.